Good afternoon, classmates. My name is Nicholas Hernandez, and today I'm going to give you a quick presentation about how to conduct an on-camera interview. It's really not that difficult of a task to do, but a lot of you will be unfamiliar with it. So I'm going to break it down succinctly into three fundamental parts of the interview. Today I'm going to talk to you about the preparation, which with most tasks is one of, if not the most crucial element. So we'll talk about the preparation. We'll talk about setting up the camera interview and what you want to see in your frame, and we'll discuss carrying out the interview, conducting the interview, and wrapping it up. So to begin with, the preparation. Preparation is essential with this, as with anything. And what you're going to need to do is have a point of contact for whoever you're going to be interviewing. Most of us that are in the communications field will be dealing with companies that have some sort of media or online presence, so it's likely that interview scenario might take place. But even if you're doing it for your own company and with people that you know, you're going to want to treat this with a level of professionalism. So have a point of contact. If it's not the person that you'll be interviewing, you're definitely going to want somebody reliable, somebody that you can count on to answer their phone or email with regards to your appointment with them. You're also going to want to consider location. Depending on the sophistication of your equipment, you might be shooting something like I'm shooting with a digital SLR right now. You might have something a little more high-end or professional. You might even have a lighting kit. All these things will be things that you'll have time to train and practice on and with, but you're going to want to consider some of these things anyway. Lighting, you don't want to mix outdoor lighting with artificial indoor lighting, as that'll play with your picture and it doesn't produce a very lovely product. You're also going to want to consider the environment. You're going to want to consider any background noise, traffic, foot traffic. If those things are elements that would play into your interview and you can use them constructively, by all means do so. But a lot of times for informative interviews, things of that nature, you're going to want a static background, something that's not going to draw the viewer's attention away from the subject, the interviewee. So I've chose to set up this presentation in front of a bookshelf. I find things like bookshelves or a place like in a library provides a really nice static background that's, it's not flat, but it's not going to draw the viewer's eye away from the subject and just be distracting. At this point, I'm going to have my friend Guillermo come up so we can talk about setting up the interview. Now, with the interview, go ahead and hop up there if you don't mind. With conducting the interview, especially with a camera, especially if someone hasn't been interviewed before, there's going to be a tendency to look into the camera the way I'm doing. However, for an interview, you're not going to want to look into the camera. You don't want your subject looking into the camera. So I have Guillermo sitting here just to give you an idea of what you do want to see in your frame. So with somebody like Guillermo here, you're going to want to make sure that their posture's right. So make sure that you have them sitting up, make sure that they're comfortable. Try to eliminate anything that's going to make them fidgety or uncomfortable or shift around, because you're going to end up focusing your equipment, your lens, so that you have a good image. But if your subject is moving back and forth, things of that nature, it's going to distort some of that. And what you would do is you'd zoom in on your subject's face. A good standard to remember is 2 eyes and 1 ear. That's what you want to see in your camera. So if you see both of the ears in the camera image, then that's probably too much. So you're going to want to position your subject, and you wouldn't be touching them like this, but I have a little leeway with Guillermo. So you're going to want to have them facing you. So you'll be off to the side, but they're going to be facing you. The camera is going to be in position in such a way that it's picking them up from more of a profile view while they answer the questions. You're also going to want to make the interview conversational. You're going to want to make them feel comfortable, let them feel like they're free to discuss the things. Again, you've probably prepared the interview questions in advance, so they have an idea of what they're going to be asked. So there probably won't be too many surprises, at least for an in-company type of interview. And then with conducting the interview, you're just going to want to maintain those things. Make sure that your subject isn't fidgeting. Make sure that they're comfortable. Make sure they're answering your questions the way that you need them to answer. Don't hesitate to rephrase a question for your subject, for the interviewee. If your question wasn't clear, or if they didn't answer it in the manner that you felt was the best, then you're going to want to readdress that question. And just feel free to, just keep it conversational and keep it relaxed. Be sure that you also check their appearance. This was a big thing in the military, obviously, because of the standards for uniform and dress, but it'll also be the same in the corporate world or any other arena that you might conduct an interview. You're going to want to make sure that their dress is proper, that they don't have food on their shirt or anything of that nature, that half of their shirt isn't untucked and the other half is. Just make sure that they look uniform, because although it's their job to dress themselves, it's your job to produce the product. So you're going to have to monitor all those things as a producer and as the interviewer. All right, you can go ahead and step down. Appreciate it. And that's basically the fundamentals for conducting the interview. And after that, you may have to go back for other questions or things of that nature. But for just conducting the basic interview, those are the things you want to consider. Be prepared, know where you're going to be, and know how you're going to conduct the interview. Set up your equipment properly so that the subject is looking at you, not at the camera. That'll help produce a seamless product as well. And then while you're conducting the interview, you're in charge, so be in charge. Maintain the environment, make sure your subject is comfortable, make sure you're comfortable, and all these things together will make for nice footage for you to edit with later. So I hope I've taught you something today, and good luck to all of you.